Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone. Good morning. Let me introduce myself. My name is Marsannada, but people call me Nada. I'm 18 years old, but this year I'm turning 19. I grew up in Pati, Central Java, but I'm staying in Malang right now. Exactly at my auntie's house in Puri Cempaka Putih in Arjuminangun, Malang. Now I'm struggling in chemistry in one of Islamic University in Malang. I'm Javanese, so I'm fully speak Javanese and Indonesian a little. I read and listen music a lot. I don't really sing or watches movies. I love gardening and cat care, so I think that I will love this course a lot. In future, I hope I can work in laboratory factory. I'm in Aries and I so believe in zodiac. Aries person is a hard worker and a good leader, so I hope the Kartik futures me. Futures are mine. In this change, I will give a resume for the video that has been given by Mrs. Annie about environmental problems. The water we feel is a water inherent from our ancestors, and the possible of the water we drink is the water that was drunk by the Prophet Muhammad SAW and even by the Prophet Adam. The water we drink is the water that will have passed on to your children and grandchildren, and we can see that if the quality of the water we feel is decreasing, then this water treatment will be very mandatory and must be considered. What we can do is pump air in the soil, but the activity is not simple. As we know, the organic waste can form into oxides, and inorganic waste decompose due to microbes. In this process, the first treatment is to enter the air in the water that leads into the pipe. Then the second is to filter the water until the first was separated so as not to interfere with the piping. The third is the filtered water will go into the balance tank to homogenize the volume and composition in it so that the treatment inside we can be carried out. The next for the fourth is addition microbes. When use chemical, because chemicals in the amount of water will cost you a lot of money, while using microbes will reduce cost and reduce the residue that will accumulate if you use chemicals. But not all waste can directly use microbes, such as heavy waste which requires the use of chemical first. Usually microbes like waste made from organic and cause the microbes to eat more ions. In contrast to organic waste, if given microbes, the microbes will die after eating the ions from the waste. The fifth is passing through the clarifier, which causes the waste that has been given microbes to settle off the clarifier. The next thing is the sediment that has settled will be dried, and the water that has been free from sediment will given a disinfectant to sterilize the wastewater. And the last thing is to test the water. Put air or either this is contaminated with substances that are harmful or can damage the environment is called wastewater. This wastewater must be treated first before being discharged into the environment so as not to damage to the aquatic ecosystem. Liquid waste treatment is called WWTP or wastewater treatment plant. The stage of WWTP processing are: the first is inlet. The entry of water into the processing process. Wastewater treatment will be different because each water has different characteristics. The first is inlet. The inlet is the entry of water into the processing process, whose treatment will be different because it was the different characteristic. And the second is song. In this process occurs with large volumes of waste, so that it doesn't occur in the pipe. And third is equalization. The next step is into equalization, which accommodates the axis. And the fourth is uniformity. Sometimes the process joins the equalizations process, but its waste is used in large quantities. Then this process is equalization from the equalization process. In this process, there is uniformity in the characters of different wastes. And the fifth is cooling. After entering the uniform process, which results in the waste having a high temperature, and the next is cooling. And the sixth, aeration. This process adds microbes to make it easier to decompose the substance contained in both organic and inorganic waste. And the seventh is clarifier. This process occurs by purifying the air by separating the sediment from the water or separating the liquid from the solid in the form of mud, which can still be used, the aeration process. And the eighth is and the ninth is sand filter. Sand filter is placed in the final process because the wastewater has improved because it goes through many processes. This process aims to replace the ions that are good enough to pass with sand, which makes the absorption process. And the fifth and the end, sea slug are controlled. This process occurs in large ponds. Tilapia is usually given as the indicator of the dangerous or not processing results, because if it's dangerous or it is not good, then the tilapia will die. And the last is water meter. Water is analyzed whether the water is suitable for disposal or not. Thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.